ahead and just speak some truths, if you don't mind. Because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all directly and say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences, who's had to work harder and do more and overcome and achieves the second highest office in the land and is putting forward concrete proposals to directly address the things that are vital in our neighborhoods and our communities, from housing to making sure that our mothers and our fathers and our grandparents can afford medicine.
Yeah. So I want to make a quick point before he moves on there. So first of all, when he says about this choice, and then also he's referring to Kamala Harris, yeah? And when he says things like, this is a woman that knows you, that grew up with you, meaning, I'm assuming he means, Black American. Now, is Kamala's mother is an Asian who listed her in her birth certificate herself as Caucasian. Her father is a Jamaican with Indian heritage as well, which is why they got together with the mother. The father was absent in her life. There's videos of Kamala's Indian family speaking in strong Indian accents, talking about their experiences growing up with Kamala. Okay? She was raised as an Indian girl. So this idea that she knows you and knows your struggles and grew up with you and all this is a load of absolute rubbish. It's rubbish. It's not. You can't cosplay as a Black American and expect people to not know. If I know this, don't you think the Black Americans know this as well? They knew. They knew that she wasn't part of their community and didn't engage with their community. They know that. So I find it strange that he's actually trying to appeal to a group of people who know more than anyone else that Kamala did not grow up like them.
Could he be talking about? Could he be coming from? Oh, Kamala grew up in America, so therefore she knows, and not necessarily her family.
But she grew up with her family. By that logic, everyone, he could apply that to anyone. Then, growing up in America, he could apply that to anyone. But he's trying to let's just be all the way honest. What he's trying to say is that she's black like you lot. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah. That's the same.
And that doesn't fly. That doesn't fly, bro. Because again, there's videos of her with her Indian family speaking in strong Indian accents who talk about growing up with her, right? So this idea that she grew up like a Black American is a load of rubbish. And she's been lying about this, by the way, too. That was part of her strategy, was to appeal to Black people by using certain ways of speaking when she's around Black people, lying about listening to certain hip-hop albums that weren't even created at the time that she said she was listening to them. She was exposed for that. And talking about cooking things in bathtubs, that African-American cuisine in bathtubs, which most Black Americans have come out and said, we never did that. So it's a strategy to obviously to appeal to the Black vote. But it just goes to show how stupid and how lack of respect they have, in my opinion, for the Black voter Because this idea that okay, let's imagine Donald Trump. Someone said to Donald Trump, someone was promoting Donald Trump and said, "Hey, he's white, so if you're white, vote for him." That's literally what he's doing, and that wouldn't be acceptable,
Nah, not even.
would it?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be
Nah.
acceptable,
He's white, so vote for him. Is that
right?
what?
He grew up like you guys, so why don't you vote for him? That wouldn't be acceptable,
No.
right? So I don't. I find this way of appealing to voters very disrespectful. Um, it's slightly playing on the race card thing, which is again the Democrats are very good at doing that, and it's treating black people like commodities and almost like you are our go-to people when we needed to have a bit of boost to get to the White House. We've always relied on you guys, and now we're going to try and shame you into voting for us because you guys are kind of because there's a lack of as he highlighted the fact himself. There's a lack of motivation this time coming. This time around, there's a lack of motivation from the black community. He's acknowledging that himself, but instead of acknowledging why don't acknowledge why the black community is a bit hesitant this time. And there's reasons that we can go into later, which I've been reading about. There's specific reasons why the black community has been hesitant about voting for the Democrats and voting for Kamala. There's actually legitimate reasons. Instead of focusing on those reasons, he's trying to shame black people, and black men particularly, into voting for Kamala Harris.
And let's not forget the fact that she brings up different accents depending on
Yeah.
which demographic of people she's talking to, and she does that quite a lot. And I don't know why she does that. She looks silly. I think it's stupid. She needs to stop it. She just needs to have, her own accent, her own voice. But yeah, I, I I don't know why anyone would vote for Kamala. Me personally, I wouldn't vote for Kamala. I'm not voting for anyone, period. But yeah, but I would never vote for Kamala. Hassan, what's your thoughts on this, bro?
Um, yeah, I agree that it's a bit out of touch or condescending to just come out and say this is a person that you know and who's well known within the community. I think from an outsider's perspective, I don't think she's been very active in the black community for not to this extent where Obama could just say, hey, you've known her for a while and come out and support her. Why are you betraying her now when she's been with you for so long? Because before she became vice president, I didn't know much about her. She didn't seem that major in the black community. But this is the problem with the Democratic Party. They're very, very self-righteous and a bit condescending, to the point where they just tell you what they think the right thing is for you. And this is why they lost against Trump the first time with Hillary Clinton. Most Democrats or most left-leaning people wanted Bernie Sanders to be there because he was an actual difference in comparison to Donald Trump. But the Democratic machine just said, you know what, Hillary Clinton's got more influence in the party, so we're just choosing her. Now it's the same thing with Kamala. It's the machine just producing somebody that they think is good for the public, not that's actually the public wants.
Okay. All right. Let's carry on.
And making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high and rents that are too high, and are committed to making sure that we maintain the Affordable Care Act. So everybody's got health and cares about things like education and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods. And that's on one side. And on the other side, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person. And you're thinking about sitting down? But, because of Pookie might and you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that. Because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. And I think anybody
can we stop there?
To,
this is the part that got me so like angry.
Hold on, bro. Before you say sorry, I'll put myself on mute. My bad, bro. I really wanted to say something. I know. Okay, I don't want to steal this moment from you because I just got angry hearing that.
Yeah, you go first, bro. You go first.
Am I stupid or something? Am I
No.
stupid? Am I not able to analyze the situation or something? Am I not able to look at Kamala Harris and and see what policies does she oppose?
Thank you.
What person she is? What does she stand for? Am I not able to do that? Am I an idiot? Am I an idiot?
Yeah.
So you're telling me, oh, you just don't like her because she's a woman? Excuse me? That has nothing to do with. It's like you're telling black men, oh, you're not able to think for yourselves and look at this woman's policies and look at what this woman is standing up for and make up your own mind as to whether or not you want to vote.
Well,
That's the vibe I'm getting. Sorry, brother. Go ahead. I just had to say that because
yeah,
that
you're
actually
right.
got on my nerves.
If Hillary Clinton was running right now, and she was there were some issues with the votes. The votes said. Just imagine this situation we're talking about now, with Hillary Clinton being the person that's running. Do you think Obama would dare go out in public and say, "Hey, you white men out there, why are you voting for Hillary Clinton? Is it because she's a woman?" You think he would do that? He
Never.
wouldn't dare. He wouldn't dare do that. Again, to me, it just goes to show how little of regard he has for black men, generally speaking. And this idea that you're supposed to vote on people just because you don't like the other guy. This is why this goes to show how little regard again they have for black people, not just black men. Because from my understanding, when you're looking at a campaign and you're looking at who you want to lead the country, you go by policy only. You don't go whether or not you like the person or whether the person likes you. Do you know Lyndon B. Johnson? Lyndon B. Johnson, yeah, people voted for Lyndon B. Johnson because he brought in certain, the Civil Rights Act and certain things like that. Lyndon B. Johnson is on tapes using the N-word and making racial comments.
Yep, I know that.
Right? So he didn't like black people, clearly. But he was in a position where he had to do something to address the the issues at the time with regards to black black civil rights, etc. Who cares if the person likes you or not? We're talking about politics. If that's your criteria, does this person like me? Because he actually said, what does he think about you as a person? Why should a black man care about what Trump thinks about him as a person? Why should that be a criteria that he looks at in terms of who to vote for? Only an immature, emotional person does that. So again, it goes to show that in his mind, black men are emotional. We don't think for ourselves. We're easily swayed by whether or not people like us or not. But again, it's like listening to someone from like the 60s or the 50s talking. It just goes to show to me how, again, out of touch he is and the Democrat Party is, how disrespectful they're being.
Sorry, bro. Getting some.
Yeah. Maybe I'll stop there and I'll let Hassan come in.
Yeah, Hassan, go ahead, bro.
Sorry about the feedback. It was me.
Was that you, Hassan?
Yeah. Sorry. Do you mind rewinding it a little bit and just point out the part where he was suggesting that she's not being voted for because she's a woman? Just because I might have missed that part.
No worries, bro.
For the sake of a diverse discussion, I'm going to give a little bit of pushback.
In our neighborhoods and our communities, from housing to making sure that our mothers, and our fathers, and our grandparents can afford medicine, and making sure that we are dealing with prices that are too high and rents that are too high, and are committed to making sure that we maintain the Affordable Care Act. So everybody's got help it, and cares about things like education and entrepreneurship in our neighborhoods. And that's on one side. And on the other side, you have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person. And you're thinking about sitting out. But, you know, because of Putin, and you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that, because part of it makes me think, I'm speaking to men directly, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president.
Okay.
And you're coming up with other...
You can put... Okay, so I don't see anything inconsistent about what he said there that he wouldn't have said to a white audience. Oh, you mute yourself.
I disagree, Hassan. He wouldn't dare.
Can I give you evidence that he would say that?
Go ahead.
Okay.
No. First explain, before you provide the evidence, just explain what you mean.
Okay. Okay, so he made it clear that she's putting out policies that would be good for the community as a whole. And anybody would benefit from those policies.
Okay, but Hassan, sorry, Hassan, I just got to stop there because he's saying that.
Yeah.
So that's his opinion, that she's putting out policies that are good for the community.
Yeah.
How does that translate to? Where's the evidence that black men think those are good policies for the community?
Oh, okay.
You see my point?
Yeah,
so he again, this is another example of him again treating the black community as idiots, that they can't think for themselves. Just because you think the policies are good for the community, what makes you think that black men would?
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I can accept that idea because he's speaking for himself. That he didn't say these are good policies for everyone or the black community for this reason and that reason, and it would have been more acceptable if he presented it that way. Might have been still rejected, but it wouldn't have been so condescending. I'm with you there. Then he goes on to say, well, what reasons, essentially leading towards the path of, well, it's not really her policies that you have a problem with, it's because she's a woman. I heard that. But my issue is he would have said that to a white crowd as well.
You're wrong with this, Hassan. You're completely wrong with this. Trust me.
I'm arguing for the sake of diversity, you know? Diverse arguments. You know? Don't want it to be an echo chamber. If anything, you know.
I love it. Hold on.
President Obama says the only reason Hillary Clinton is in a close race with Donald Trump is that she's a woman. Watch.
Hillary Clinton is consistently treated differently than just about any other candidate I see out there. I want every man out there who's voting to kind of look inside yourself and ask yourself, well, if you're having problems with this stuff, how much of it is, you know, that we're just not used to it? So that, you know, when a guy's ambitious and out in the public arena and working hard, well, that's okay. But when a woman suddenly does it, suddenly you're all like, well, why is she doing that?
All right. Okay. Is it okay if I reply to that quickly?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'll be 30 seconds. I don't think he was addressing white people. I think he was addressing the nation. And I think he was addressing it from a feminist standpoint. And of course, if you're democratic, you are going to stand for more feminist values, for more liberal values, and so on and so forth. So I can see what he's doing there. What makes it different from what he did with the black men and addressing black men only is because he's obviously noticed that black men don't like Kamala Harris, don't like her policies. are not do not agree with not just who she is, but what her policies are. He went in and addressed specifically black men. I've never seen this guy specifically addressing white men. He's never turned around and said, "Okay, oh, you white men, what is wrong with you? Why are you not voting for Kamala? Is it because she's a woman?" I've never. I think that's if you wanted to prove if you wanted to kind of like prove your point, you'd have to bring up the same thing happening on the other side. There, he's addressing the nation. He's addressing everyone, and yeah, he's being a feminist. This guy's satanic, in my opinion. You know, what I'm saying he stands for feminism, for secular values, for values that lead countries to hell. You know, what I'm saying so. To me, I don't. I mean, I don't like Obama. Period. But then again, I don't like Trump either. You know what I mean? So to me, he's what he's doing is just addressing the what do you call it, the nation, rather than addressing. Now, if you can you show me a video of him addressing white men only and saying the exact same thing? That might help your case more.
Did anybody want to? JM, did you want to chime in?
Yeah, I mean, well, they also say what I was going to say, to be honest. Yeah. That video was him talking to white men, black men, Hispanic men, Chinese men. Every man that is a potential Democrat voter. That's what he was addressing in the video you posted there, Hassan. But so that was a specific. In this video, as Nelson said, he specifically targeted black men and said, do black men have a problem with the fact that she's a woman? So again, that's a shaming tactic. Shame, insult, guilt. They need to be right. It's a shaming tactic. Sign language, basically. That's what he was doing, because he wouldn't do that, as I said, and Nelson agrees. He has not done it and would not do that into specific. He would not have done that to Hillary Clinton. He would have said to Hillary Clinton, "You white men." Let's be honest, the biggest voters, when it comes to the Democrat Party, there's more white men voting for the Democrat because there's more white men in the nation. So the voting pool is bigger among white men than it is on black men. So why did he address white men specifically when he spoke about Hillary Clinton? That's the biggest voting block of males, would be the white males. So he should have addressed them specifically. But he didn't do that because he knows what would happen if he did that. So again, yeah, I was very angered when I saw that, because I thought this guy is actually trying to use shaming language. I suggest that black men are so backwards that just because it's a woman, not her policies, not the fact that she tries to cosplay as a black American, not the fact that she's pro-abortion, not the fact that she's pro other non-conservative values. I just say that. Those aren't the reasons. It's because they don't like her as a woman. That's so disrespectful.